Sanju. Now, is this movie an ode to the legacy of Sanjay Dutt, or does it really delve into the nitty gritty of all the bad things, all the things that he did in his life, that he has been accused of, that he went to jail for? Let's find out in this full review of Sanju. Now, before we begin, in case you're the first time here or you just can't remember, my name is Puneet and you're watching the Afterthoughts Network. Let's get on with it. Now, Sanju is the biopic of Sanjay Dutt. It has been directed by Rajkumar Hirani, who we all know is a brilliant director. This movie has an amazing star cast, which starts with Ranbir Kapoor, who plays Sanjay Dutt, Paresh Rawal, who plays Sunil Dutt, Sanjay Dutt's father. Then there's Vicky Kaushal, then there's Mirza, Sonam Kapoor, and even Manisha Koirala. All of these are very talented actors, and I must say everyone has done a really bang up job in this movie. They have given it their best and even exceeding it sometimes. Ranbir Kapoor, I have to say, he has played the part of Sanjay Dutt so well that at times I wasn't even watching Ranbir Kapoor. It was like that was Sanjay Dutt. He has done it brilliantly, and I have to say the standout acting performances in this movie for me were Paresh Rawal and Vicky Kaushal. I just love that guy. I mean, he's so versatile and he's so amazing at whatever he does. Every character he gives us in any of his movies is vastly different from the previous one, and in every acting job he does a very good job. Now, Manisha Koirala is also in this movie, who plays Nargis, Sanjay Dutt's mother. And it was a really fresh thing to see her back into the movies once again after such a long hiatus. So acting wise, this movie had everything. It had brilliant acting performances, and kudos to Rajkumar Hirani, who actually I think got out most from these actors, and you could really see the characters that these actors were playing. I mean, that is the brilliance of a director, and Rajkumar Hirani is a brilliant director. Now, before we dive deep into it, let's just address the elephant in the room. Yes, this movie is a biopic of Sanjay Dutt, and the story is actually kind of giving you his point of view rather than the things actually exactly how they happened. So if you remember that, then you'll really enjoy this movie, because this is a fun, entertaining and engaging movie that you'll never get bored in the movie. I mean, it's really amazing to see how enchanting his life was, because in case of biopics, what usually works is if you have something of a rags to riches story, which clearly Sanjay Dutt did not. But this movie delves into so many of the things that he faced in his vast career, about nepotism, about drug abuse, about the cases that were on him, that AK-56 case and his links to terrorists, etc. This movie dives into all of that. So yes, it is not a simple ode to the actor. It's also all of his nitty gritty coming out in the open. But yes, you have to remember, this is from his point of view. So it's not exactly as things might have been. But yes, it's a refreshing take on the things that actually transpired. Now, I have to say this movie has a lot of heart in it. Apart from being a biopic, this movie is actually a story of relationships. How his relationships were with his father, with his mother, with all of his girlfriends, his wife, his sisters, and his best friend, which was played by Vicky Kaushal. And if you look at it from this point of view, I'm sure you'll enjoy this movie a whole lot more, because I surely did, and it was emotional at hell. It had some great times when I nearly teared up in this movie. So all in all, it's a fun, entertaining, engaging movie that you really should check out. I mean, it's a great look into the life of this larger than life character, and it delves into all the nitty gritty of his life. So it's a really fun, engaging movie. Now, some of the negatives of this movie, yes, there are negatives. No movie is perfect. So yes, there are negatives. Some of the negatives in this movie, the first thing is music and songs. I mean, they were pathetic. I just didn't like any of the song choices that they made. Granted, there are just 2 or 3 songs in this movie, but I didn't like any of it, and it's not even a promotion worth promoting. And that's why we haven't heard so many of these songs floating around. But yes, the songs and the music of this movie was not up to scratch. Now, another thing about this movie is that being the story of a film star, you would guess that it would have a little bit more of the film industry stuff in it, like shooting and how things work, how he chooses his films, how does he do all of his roles, how does he prepare for it. But this is not that. So if you are going into this movie expecting that, you will be disappointed. And I wasn't disappointed with this movie because it's a very fun, engaging and entertaining movie. But if those are your expectation, then clearly you need to have some better expectations, because this movie isn't going to deliver you that. Another thing I'd like to address is that, yes, to make the story more compelling, some fictional characters have been added and some creative liberties have been taken, which is understandably so, because yes, you need to make a good movie. First of all, this is not a documentary of his life. It's a biopic. It's a movie based on his life, but it's not a documentary. So the first job of the director is to make a good film, and to make a good film, he has the right to take creative liberties. But somehow those creative liberties and the fictional characters that have been added made the movie more fictional and more dramatic rather than a realistic take. So I would say that is something I really did not like about this movie, because if you just take out if you didn't actually know Sanjay Dutt or that he is an actor, this could be a story about anyone. So in that way, this movie is not realistic, but yet it's enjoyable, it's fun, and it seems a bit in the fictional land. So all in all, this is a really, really fun, engaging, entertaining movie that will tell you that will give you a better look at life and relationships. So I would really encourage you to please go and watch this movie. It's a fun time. You won't be disappointed at all. Now, have you seen this movie, or are you still planning to watch it? Please write it down in the comment section below and let me know what are your thoughts about this movie, because I really like to know what did you feel, or are you planning to watch this movie. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you hated it for some reason, you can give it a thumbs down. And if you want to see more content from our channel, please hit the subscribe button below and the bell icon so that you'll be notified whenever a new video drops. Till that happens, my name is Puneet. You're watching the Afterthoughts Network. Bye bye.